right, bitch. We're going into spoilers, okay? Okay, first off, okay, when let's just dive into spoilers. We're just gonna dive in. I love the movie. Okay, so like I love the opening to the movie with James McAvoy.
Okay, explain to me what he said.
Well, I don't know what he said.
I thought there was like a line in the beginning that you were referring to in the last.
No, I was just saying that like I was just surprised that the movie just starts immediately. It literally starts with some...
See, I thought you were referring to a very specific line, and I was like, I don't remember a very specific line.
No, all I said was that I was just surprised that, like, the movie starts immediately. Like, as soon as, like, you even see, like, the opening logos, you're hearing dialogue from the personalities of Kevin Crumb. And then we see that really creepy tripoded shot of, like, James McAvoy coming around the corner in that creepy fucking dress, talking to the cheerleaders, you know?
Okay,
I thought that was, like, the perfect way to open up the movie. It felt very, almost, like, Joker-ish.
If I were Patricia, I would wear a wig.
Patricia? Yeah, I guess.
I know to her, she already looks like the way she looks.
Yeah.
But she has to comprehend that she doesn't look that way to people. So if I were Patricia, I would wear a wig. Guys.
I guess. She was wearing a dress, to be fair.
I know, but like, she comes out with her shaved head, and she's like, it's very dramatic. Like I think it's meant to be.
I think it's meant to be jarring.
I know it is.
Yeah.
But as like the character, I wouldn't want to be that jarring to people. I'd be like, I'm gonna wig up.
By the way, I'm gonna try to do this as quick as we can because we got a long drive back. But I think. Well, first off, I loved that specific opening to the film. I just thought that was just a clever way to catch people off guard.
My favorite part of that whole sequence is after Bruce Willis gets in there and he gets the cheerleaders out and they're running away and the Beast hucks that table at that girl.
Oh, yeah, I thought that bitch was...
crushes her.
I thought she was literally dead.
I thought she was too. I was like, oh, you lost one, Bruce.
I thought that chick was... my literal thought was, that bitch got pancaked. That was my literal thought when fucking...
They just picked her up and she's like, she got a broken arm. And I was like, bullshit.
Right? And also, like, that first one-on-one between David and Kevin, I thought was fucking dope.
Yeah.
Like, the setting was, like, creepy, and the situation was creepy with the cheerleaders. And
I like how they fell out of like a third-story window and landed on the ground, and for the rest of the movie, the woman's just like, no, you don't have superpowers.
Right, okay.
You are not invulnerable. I would have been like, bitch, when you met me, I fell out of a fucking 3-story window onto some glass and broken shit.
I will admit,
fine.
There were a couple moments that it wasn't necessarily because Sarah Paulson was convincing me. It was more like, in the back of my mind, I was like, M. Night, please don't make...
He might do it.
I was like, please don't make her right. Please.
Like, M. Night might just twist it so that they were just bullshitting themselves all along.
Oh, I would have hated that.
I would have been mad. I would have been like, this is Avatar: The Last Airbender all over
I honestly might have gave the movie
35%.
I might have gave the movie a 1 out of 10 if he did some dumb shit like that.
Well, yeah, it would have ruined it.
If she was right, that would have pissed me right off. Okay, because there were a couple things where she was like, Patricia was like, well, we bent the bars, so how did we do that? And fucking Sarah was talking some bullshit like, oh, well, they were actually from the 1800s. Like, bitch. Okay.
They were old, and metal is obviously more easy to bend when it's old. Like, no, it's not. Break, maybe. Bend, no.
Like, he not only did he get shot with, like, 2 shotgun shells.
Like, oh, they got wet.
And she's like, oh, well, when you got shot by the shotgun, there was moisture in the air, and the bullets were so old. It's like, bitch, shut up.
They were old and wet. You know how wetness messes with that plastic.
It's like, no. Okay, first off, bitch, if it's all so not real, why you got Bruce Willis chained to the goddamn floor like he's Superman, about to take off and take
now,
flight?
if I was Bruce Willis, I would have been like, bitch, are these chains from the 1800s?
I would have been like, ugh. By the way, I will say, I loved the way that her team was able to infiltrate their powers. Like, I thought it was interesting the way that they used the lights to kind of turn off Kevin's personality.
Yeah, that was weird.
I was like, that's
interesting.
That's clever, actually, because they refer to the light inside of their consciousness.
But that's just like the light in their head is just like it's their way of saying who's in control of the consciousness.
Yeah.
So
or I almost see like the light as almost like maybe like a doorway.
It makes sense if you don't think about it too hard that the light would affect it.
I suppose it kind of makes sense. I'll take it. How's that? I'll take it.
Did I lose my water again? What is wrong with me?
I don't know, but
Jesus.
what else can I say? Oh yeah, Samuel L. Jackson's teeth. I'm conflicted about. I'm very conflicted about.
They nasty.
First off, am I missing something? I don't remember his teeth being like that at any other point in the movie.
It's because they didn't take care of them while he was in the mental institute.
No.
It's because for the rest of the movie, his mouth was shut because he was in a coma.
Listen, look, motherfuckers, I got 20/20 vision, okay? And that was not the only time we saw this motherfucker's teeth. And there was no other point in the film where I noticed that there was just rotting teeth in this man's mouth, okay? So I'm a little bit conflicted.
Well, for almost the entire time that we saw him, he didn't open his mouth because he was in his medicated coma. And then when he did open his mouth, maybe it was just angles and like he didn't show his teeth enough. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Maybe I'm wrong and we have to review it.
I ain't buying that. Okay, maybe when I see the film again, I'll be like, you were correct, but at the current time...
Okay.
I ain't buying that.
So you know how at the end of the video, I started laughing and you thought I was talking about the mom's face? Mm-hmm. I wasn't.
What were you laughing about?
That psychiatrist was a cold-ass bitch at the end.
Wasn't he Dr. Ellie or something?
She went to those dudes one by one and was like, here's the deal, motherfucker. She's like, Bruce Willis, take my hand, just so you can know that I fucked you.
I was like, first off, did they just drown Bruce Willis in like a fucking puddle? Wait, first off, why was that hole in the ground there?
It showed us multiple times. It showed us this hole.
I know, but why was the hole there?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
But they showed it to us multiple times throughout the movie.
They did?
Yeah,
throughout
they hinted at this hole.
Interesting.
It's not the first time we saw the hole. Okay. Like prior to the fight, I feel like we saw the hole. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive.
But I was just like, okay, first, let's go straight to the ending.
She was just like, I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, I was just
you know what? I tried to help you, and you fucked up. And then she just let him die.
Yeah.
And I'm just like...
She walks over to Samuel L. Jackson and she was like, you're gonna die today, but you
were right.
And everything you did, you failed, but kudos for giving me a job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Peace out.
We were gonna let you go, but then that other guy showed up. Bye, Bruce Willis.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. She even was like, she grabbed my hand, and then he even in his dying moments, he's like, not only did I lose, I
lost bad.
I have the realization that a superhero special ops group just took my ass out.
Yeah.
That's my final thoughts for I
But
died.
she didn't have to tell him that.
I know.
She could have just left him be like, oh fuck, the cops are doing me in.
Cold-hearted bitch. Okay, so this is why I was saying that.
And then she's like, I care, and you're like, no, you're a bitch.
There were moments, at least on the first viewing, where the dialogue kind of irked me. There were certain dialogue moments with Samuel L. Jackson, for example.
What were his?
That just kind of irked. There were certain moments where, when James McAvoy and Bruce Willis were about to fight, and fucking Samuel L. Jackson's just over there in the corner. He's like, this is just like in the comics when the villain does this and that. And I was just like, Samuel L. Jackson, calm down. Elijah, just calm it down for a second. Just let the events happen. I don't need your narration. Okay?
Yeah, he did, but that's kind of like his thing that he does.
Yeah, but it just felt...
Thing. Comics are his thing.
I know, but his dialogue was just a little bit much in a nutshell for me in the closing moments.
I liked when he died. Oh my god, they stone cold killed that boy in front of his mother.
Oh, Elijah?
Yeah.
Yeah!
I felt it when dude hit him. When Kevin punched him and his mom was like, no! And I was like,
I really like
Mama
that.
Glass, no.
I kind of like that Kevin killed Elijah.
Straight in front of his mom.
I thought that kind of made sense, you know? This evil that he created is this thing that undoes
No,
him.
it made sense, but in front of his mother.
I know. And you like hear his bones cracking and popping and shit, and
we were like right in front of them speakers. We were
like,
front row in front of those speakers.
I wasn't nobody, mama, but
I love her.
Yeah.
She supported that boy so good. She was like, you do you, boy.
Yeah.
You be evil.
I think
be
she
the
had...
best evil you can be, son.
We both agree that she had, like, questionable makeup, but besides that...
God. Oh, my God.
And, God, that fucking... And Bruce Willis just drowned in a puddle.
That was some white chicks level makeup.
It did... I don't know what was going on there, but, like Bruce Willis drowned in the... First off, let's just talk about the fact that Kevin, Mr. Glass, and David died at the end.
Okay, I figured out why.
And I think that's what led to some people just being like, well, I don't fucking like this movie.
They just walked out and didn't see the end to end.
But I liked it.
Afraid.
I liked it because A, didn't see that shit coming.
Yeah.
B, I thought it was
intense.
Not only was it surprisingly dark, but I was just taken aback that, like, God damn, M. Night went there.
He did that.
He went there.
He drowned Bruce Willis in a puddle.
He did.
That was the most intense one for me.
Yeah.
Like, Kevin just got shot. They cold-blooded drowned that man in a puddle.
No, they just drowned
and then they
him.
brought him back up and let him be like, oh, I'm fine. And she just cold-blooded showed him that he sucked, and then they just went back to drowning him.
She was just like, oh, by the way, this is why I won. They just drowned him.
By the way...
Fuck.
Oh my God!
And I loved the way how M. Night like took out the audio and you see his son's like just
that poor
horrified reaction. That's when it sunk in. I was like, damn.
And they were just like, take the boy away so he doesn't see that we're the ones drowning his father, and then let him come back, and we'll just be like, we don't know how it happened.
I mean, I knew that Sarah Paulson's character. I knew that she was lying, and I knew she was just talking shit. But I didn't think that she was just a part of some fucking superhero killing initiative.
I knew from the trailer that she was part of an organization.
Yeah.
That was going to be against superheroes. That she wasn't really a doctor.
Oh.
But I mean, technically she's really a doctor, but you know what I mean.
Right.
But I did not foresee this.
No.
I did not foresee the puddle death.
I didn't think she was in some fucking like borderline Illuminati superhero killing machine.
Yeah, you know? I thought she was just in a government thing where they rounded up all the superheroes and like did experiments on them.
Yeah, I thought that
That's what I thought it was going to be.
She was just a leader of an organization that had heard of their actions, and they were just simply just trying to suppress them, and that's kind of it.
Yes, I thought like when I saw the ad, I thought they were going to be doing experiments on them.
Yeah.
And saying that they were trying to help them.
Yeah. Or maybe even trying to, like, I don't know, remove their powers or trying to replicate their powers or something like that. I thought they were
like for the military.
Yeah.
That's all very cliche shit. We shouldn't have thought that. We should have known better.
But I did have some issues with the dialogue, though, here and there. Like, for example, when Kevin's about to fight David for, like, the final time, but, like, the sun comes up, and the son just overloads on exposition, and he's just like, no, Kevin, you can't do this, because what's actually going on is that your dad was the one who was on the train, and fucking Samuel L. Jackson is the one who killed your dad. And I was like, I feel like we could have found a way of going about this information in a way that's just not spewing out of the sun, personally. They
could have. See, that's where it was going, but then the son found out. So the son had to jump in, because that's how Glass wanted it to go. He wanted it to come out when he wanted it. That's why he was like, no, not now.
Yeah, I feel like I wish that...
The way they did it was, like, the actual phrasing of the dialogue there was kind of very, like, drawn out, and they could have streamlined it a little bit more.
I wish we had just gotten something else instead of the son just being like, hey, guess what? Samuel Jackson actually killed your dad, so please don't kill my dad. Like, I wish we got something else instead of that, is all I'm saying.
I almost wish it would have been that instead of, I'm going to try and tie in Destiny, even though I'm trying to get to the point right now.
Yeah,
Like, he just gave, like, an eloquent speech instead of fucking just dishing it out.
it was interesting seeing that, you know, Kevin's dad was the one on the train, but I feel like most of us had that conspiracy theory from the jump.
Yeah, I liked your theory about the mom.
Yeah, okay, so there's a moment in Unbreakable where Bruce Willis is at the stadium and, like, he bumps into a mom and he sees a flash and the mom is holding the hand of a son and I thought, oh, wait, that's Kevin.
She's, like, screaming at him and the kid's crying in Bruce Willis's head.
Yeah, wasn't Kevin.
And they could have just plucked that right out. They could have plucked that out and posed it into this Glass movie and been like, oh shit, it's tied in, but no.
By the way, there was one cool flashback moment, because they said that they used unused footage from Unbreakable and Glass, and there was a flashback moment where Bruce Willis walks in to see his young son, and you could tell that was, like, literally footage from Unbreakable, never before seen. So that was cool.
Yeah.
What else can we say about the ending? I really love the sequence where it's just Elijah fucking wheeling down the hallway, and it's all in one shot, and you see fucking James McAvoy in the back just fucking
busting guards,
wailing on people. That was cool.
Oh, I was kind of sad that Elijah killed the nice orderly. Like, there was the dick orderly, and there was the nice orderly.
There was a nice one?
Yeah, the guy that talked too much about vitamins.
Oh, the dude that Elijah slit his throat?
Yeah.
From Glass?
Yeah, he was the nicer orderly. The other one was a huge dick, but he was actually, like, he actually gave a shit about the patients and was like...
When he got his throat slit, I was like, I mean, you had him in prison. Okay, you shouldn't have had him in prison. Okay?
He fucking was a terrorist. Yeah, you should have.
What I meant was, like, you should have known better. Okay, shit. What do you think was going to happen? You know how smart this motherfucker is?
Okay.
He's literally like a wheelchair bound.
He's just over there being like, are you okay? What's up? Are you alright? And he's just like, I'm gonna murder you.
He's literally...
Yes.
He's literally like a wheelchair bound Tony Stark. Like, what do you think was going to happen? But, gosh, what else can I say? I still can't get over the fact that Bruce Willis died in the end. And he died so, like, abruptly. It was like, god damn. And I just...
See, for me, it felt so drawn out.
Really?
And just drowned him. Over such a long... And then they drowned him forever, and then they pulled him up and let that bitch do her thing, and then they went back to drowning him. And I was just like, oh my god.
Okay, so, like...
Please, no.
You know, Kevin gets shot. Like, he just gets sniped. Straight up.
Yeah, okay, I figured out why I didn't like that. Remember, in the last one, I was like, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
It's because I thought they were just regular cops at that point still.
I
was like, the cops just shot him. I
just felt like... what's weird, I feel differently. I feel like the mere opposite. I feel like Kevin's death was just a touch drawn out.
And after he got shot. Yeah. For me, it was just the shot that bothered me.
Oh, okay.
It was the suddenness of him getting shot.
I actually liked that. Because it was very, like, just emotionally jarring, which I'm sure that was his intent. But it was just like, damn, Kevin gone. He did. No matter what happens next, he did. I just felt like it just... I almost, as fucked up as this sounds, I almost would prefer that they just shot Kevin in the head. As opposed to just, like, spending the next couple minutes with him blanking in and out of consciousness and being like one personality was literally like... You know, I'm like, I don't remember the dialogue verbatim, but there was one personality that was literally like, "Oh my god!" and he's fading into the ether,
the
and he's dying.
One is like,
and I was like,
the icy cold, in the calm.
In my mind, I was like, "Okay, M. Night, let's." Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I mean, I think it wasn't an attempt to show that it's not just one death; it's all these people are dying.
I also think it did make him... He did seem sympathetic, though, in his last moments, which is probably what he was going for. Yeah. You know, because I did bizarrely feel bad for Kevin in the end.
Yeah, I felt bad for Kevin. Kevin didn't do shit wrong.
Right.
At all. Kevin was just like...
By the way, what's your favorite personality or personalities?
Well, I like Kevin.
I really
like
love
the original person of Kevin.
I think my two favorite.
I like the Beast now that he got some
more airtime.
More airtime, and he has like words now and like a personality.
Yeah,
kind of.
I love that moment when.
I like Patricia more in this movie. I hated her in the last one.
Really?
I didn't like her in Split at all. I was like, you fucking bitch.
Wow, she was like...
She was a strict bitch. I hated her.
She was like borderline like my favorite personality. My favorite personalities are definitely Patricia and Dennis. Just because, for whatever reason...
I like Dennis more in this movie, too. I didn't like him in the last one.
For me...
Like, I wouldn't want to hang out with Dennis or Patricia.
I don't think I want to hang out with any of them. But I really like that James... Like, you could tell, like, when James is playing Patricia and Dennis... I mean, he's great when he's playing any personality. But for whatever reason, in my mind, when he's playing Patricia and Dennis... you could tell he's really sinking his teeth deep into the performance of those characters, you know, especially with Dennis, because he has like a completely different voice from James McAvoy, literally, you know what I mean? So yeah, I love his performances as Patricia and Dennis the most, personally.
If I met Hedwig in real life, I would like punt him out of a window.
Hedwig is probably like my third favorite.
So
I love
annoying.
Hedwig. He's just so...
He's annoying as hell. He's so dumb.
He's just such a
like,
creepily...
I've never met a 9-year-old that stupid in my life.
I don't know. I haven't met enough 9-year-olds to know, but he was just a creepily funny little boy. Hedwig. Shout out to Hedwig. Now he did.
He is dead.
He's
I
been
like
shot.
that scene where he was like... Where she was, like, holding hands with Kevin, and then it switched to Hedwig, and Hedwig was like, do you like Kevin now? He got all sad. I was just like...
That was great. I think there's too many fucking Again, take a shot. Every time they say comic book or
they went
superhero,
all out.
They just said, like, there's... By the time we got to Sarah Paulson, she said something. What did she say? She said something like... I forgot who she was talking to, but she was like, have you ever been to a comic book convention? I was like, bitch, shut up!
Shut up. That, like, it's when they're in the place, when they're in the mental institution, because she's like, it's focused on comics, even though, like, 2 of them have nothing to do with comics. Fucking the Beast has never read a comic in his fucking life. They're just like... And they're, like, implanting this idea in their heads that it's comics.
Yeah, this is more...
Which is the point. That's, like, later we find out that was the whole idea. Like, they were trying to convince them that it was comics. But, like, before that, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, her whole battle plan was very illogical. Yeah, let me convince these fucking superheroes that they're not superheroes. That,
like, their whole shit is just comics that... Like, they wanted to be invincible, and then they were like, comics.
And
then from that point on, they said comics like every other word, because they were trying to convince themselves that it was comics.
Oh my
And then
God.
they picked up on this comics metaphor.
I love
that
how...
wasn't a metaphor at all.
I love how when Bruce Willis was dying, she was just like, they like pull his head up for air. She's like, did I convince you? And they just fucking murder him. She's like, did I do a good job?
So, like, I think she was supposed to look like compassionate.
I don't know.
She looked like a cold ass bitch to me.
100%.
Fuck.
That
She's
bitch.
just like, oh, let me let you in on all this before you die, just so you know exactly what's going on. Just how exactly fucked you were from the beginning.
I'm telling you, I'm convinced that their deaths is what led to 35%. I'm convinced. I feel like people are just like, how could they let that cold-hearted bitch kill this character that I've loved for 19 years?
I think it was Bruce Willis. I think everyone would have, if Bruce Willis would have lived, like if at the end they would have pulled him out and she would have got him out.
Yeah,
and she would have actually been, like, on his side. And she would have just been like, he's dead. And they let him go, but he wasn't dead. And then at the very end, she, like, pulls out the body bag and unzips it, and Bruce Willis is fine. It would have gotten, like, 100. But they couldn't handle the cold-blooded death.
They couldn't.
Of Bruce Willis.
I'm convinced. Character. I am convinced.
The cold-blooded cop murder.
What they should have done is...
And why the fuck is their symbol a 4-leaf clover?
I don't know.
Is there something behind that?
I don't know yet. I don't know. But they should just had the son just like jump on top of the van and snipe fucking Sarah Paulson in the face.
Kid, I would be pissed.
Right.
Like, he's just like, you killed my dad, you cops! And I'm just like...
By the way, shouldn't
that cop back.
Shouldn't they have that whole killing? So that whole killing's, like, on camera, right? So they can, like, lock her ass up, no?
She didn't do it.
I know, but, well, I mean... Well,
the masked cop did it.
Still, though, she's part of the organization. You know
they don't know it's an organization. They
know now.
They just think it's a bunch of cops.
Well,
do they know? Do they know it's an organization?
Well, I mean, not as
they
of that.
They just saw a bunch of cops.
I'm just saying...
And a cold-ass bitch.
I don't think it would take long for people to... For the public.
No. Well, yeah, but I'm just
you know
saying.
What I'm saying? Well, that leads into a good segue. The ending where... you know, there's another revelation. I'm not sure if it really constitutes as a twist, but it's more of a revelation where we find out that Elijah went through the...
Yeah, I dug it.
He was actually on a suicide mission.
Because he's a king.
He wanted to show the world superhumans. That they're real. Definitively. Shit ain't fake. There's comic book superheroes amongst us.
Yeah.
And they are real. My name is Mr. Glass. Signing out. That's how he went out. I thought that was cool. I really liked the fact that one of the last times that we see the son, they showed this cool, like, flashback to when Bruce Willis was, like, you know, when he was showing his son the newspaper at the end of Unbreakable. I thought that was a really nice touch.
You know what I was thinking about in Unbreakable? And then they proved it really hard in Glass? Is that it's a perfect example of a female character just being a plot device and not a character.
Which character?
His wife. Her literal only purpose is to, like, reflect Bruce Willis's character's existence. And then, since they didn't need her anymore in this one, there was like, oh, she got leukemia and died.
I mean...
She had no purpose as a character other than as a plot device.
I
for
mean...
Bruce Willis. So, like, when that comes up, when I'm talking to people about that from now on, I'm going to be like, this is an example. Right here. She could have been a character, but no, she was a plot device.
I mean, I don't know that she really had enough room to really...
Whereas, like, the son is a character.
Yeah.
She's a fucking plot device. She gone.
I mean, maybe in Glass, I guess I could give it to you, sure.
No, she's just a plot device in Unbreakable, too. Like, they needed a bitch wife for him to be on the rocks with and then back together with. So they just molded her into that, and that's all she was.
I mean, I disagree. Okay. Because, I mean, her placement is pretty important, particularly with, like, the car crash, for example. But
that's only to fit into his story, is what I'm saying. Like, she doesn't have her own shit going on.
I mean, I don't think the son really had his own shit going on in Unbreakable, though. I mean, I like the son, because I like certain moments. That's
kind of true.
You know, but I kind of see where you're coming from, though.
He's his own character in Glass.
True. And,
but I'm not here to talk about that. I just I just wanted to point it out.
I kind of see where you're coming from. What else can we say? I really loved when what's his name, Elijah, he comes back the next night and he's coming to meet the Beast, and I love the look of like fear and like awe on like Samuel Jackson's face as he's watching the Beast like crawl.
Up the wall.
He's just like, oh, this is some serious sick shit right here. This is some real shit right here. Like, that was kind of dope.
I like that he was so polite to all the alternate personalities.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't misgender Patricia, which she probably gets all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Like in in Split when she gets the flowers.
Yeah.
And the flower guy's just like, thank you, sir. You could just see the unbridled rage as she like slips back into.
I would have loved to have seen Patricia just fucking
shit up,
making Sarah Paulson just eat shit.
Yes,
that would have been so sick. Like Patricia just fucking beheads fucking Sarah Paulson. That would have made me so proud. But God,
it's too late now.
God damn it.
She gonna die. Like, they're gonna kill her for failing that bad.
Yeah, someone's sniping her.
She's dead.
Someone sniped her like the following day. But oh God, what else can we? I thought M. Night's cameo was fucking hilarious. Where like the father and the son are having like a little inside conversation unbeknownst to M. Night Shyamalan. And because I think Bruce Willis was talking about like going to the factory, and the son was like, "Well, I don't know if you should go to the factory today," and his dad was like, "I think I should." And M. Night's like, he's just like, "Jeez, bro, just let your dad go to the fucking
dad
factory."
Go for a walk. They were arguing about going for a walk, and he was just like, "Let your dad go for a walk." What
that was
fuck?
funny. That was funny.
And then it tied in where he was like the same guy from the last two movies.
Mm-hmm. I just can't believe she just tried to straight convince these goddamn superheroes that they're not super, bitch.
She got close. If it weren't for Glass and his bullshit.
It's like, bitch, didn't you? I mean, you spoke to this before.
And that man is delusional. He's right, but he's still delusional, and that's why it didn't faze him.
It's like, bitch, don't act like
just happens to be right.
Don't act like they didn't just delusionally fell fucking 50, 60 feet, no problem to concrete.
Yeah.
Bitch, no. By the way, I loved when they were fighting. First off, I love how in the third act, when we see James McAvoy running on all fours with beautiful Philly in the backdrop. Nice touch from M. Night. And then, like, I love how they're fighting against the van, because that's like certain fists, like certain shots miss each other.
All that shit looked good.
Yeah, and you see like the
fists. But then there's like the tarp over the water thing that was for some reason animated.
I didn't notice that.
When they could have just put a tarp over it.
I didn't notice that.
And then when the water busted out, it was so bad.
I didn't notice any issues there. That's interesting.
I don't think any money went into special effects. But why did you need to do water special effects anyway? It's water.
I truthfully didn't see any CGI water, but hey, maybe when I see the film again, maybe I'll be like, oh, I
maybe
see what you're talking
I'm
about.
tripping super hard. I don't know.
The only time where the CGI was just like, was there was just a couple moments where he would be crawling on the ceiling, and there's like subtle CGI touches. And
no, I noticed that too. But
and the dialogue, there's just
that
moments.
Made sense though. It made sense to have it there, whereas like having a tarp be. It was weird. I
gotta look out for the tarp. I didn't know this.
I swear it was. Maybe I'm just really off.
I do like that fucking the beast just one-armed Bruce Willis into a fucking water tank, just like just fucking launched his ass in there. I still can't get over the fact that he just fucking drowned in a puddle. That's so bizarre. Anyway, why was that hole in the ground there? Someone needs to explain this to me.
I can't remember.
Why was that hole in the ground there?
I feel like it was made within the term of the movie, or they just shot it a bunch of times. They were like, "Hey, there's a hole there."
Why was there a hole there?
Hey,
why was it full of water? Maybe when I watch it again.
It was full of water because the water tank fell down and flooded the area.
Oh, okay. Why was that asshole there? I mean, granted, we just spent.
Why does water make Bruce Willis weak? Like, I understand if it gets in his mouth and he's choking on it, but once you get it out of your throat, you should be fine then. Apparently, water is literally his weakness.
Yeah,
it's like if he gets it on him, he's having a hard time, which is why he wears the raincoat, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a kryptonite. I think there's probably...
But why?
I will admit, I think there's a more philosophical, symbolic reason for that. That's almost probably too deep of a conversation to get into, but I think there's probably a more...
I'm just like, yeah, we can talk about it later, but like, what the fuck?
It's interesting that...
Scientifically, why would that be?
I don't know. It's interesting. I will say, though...
Apparently, he was fine with water before he almost got drowned.
I don't know.
You would think it would be, like, in his head, like, don't go in the... Like, he's afraid of going into water, but that wouldn't physically weaken him by him getting wet.
I think water was always his kryptonite, though, to be fair.
And that's why they could dunk him, or...
Yeah. I think it was always his kryptonite, like his whole life, actually. What else?
You know how when they were in the pool, and back in Unbreakable, he was like, these two skinny twig boys were dunking me in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
He's just mad because he was chubby. Like when you watch them, now that it shows him dunking in his memory. Like, he was just a chubby boy. Them other boys weren't that skinny.
I can't believe
I still throwing shade.
I'm still mindfucked that Bruce Willis just straight up got murdered
Moidled
by like this bitch
by a puddle.
And like this bitch was never. She was never so much as even backhanded. This bitch, the Dr. Ellie,
Needs a backhand.
whatever. No one even like did that to her. Damn it! Like she didn't even catch a bullet to the face. Anyway, is there anything else we should add before we dip out of here? I have a feeling I'm probably gonna have to add on to.
I think that I have other things to say, but I can't think of them right now.
I can't either. I think we did a good job covering most bases. I really liked what they did with Mr. Glass, though. They even had like a new flashback where he got fucked up at some...
Yeah, carnival.
Which, why was his dumbass doing that? I don't know.
He wasn't... He had stuff. He thought he would be fine. He was like, I'm smart. I'm gonna rig it up. He forgot about centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. He forgot about it.
This motherfucker literally has about the strength of an empty Sprite soda can. Okay, what the fuck was he thinking? Alright? Fuck was he thinking?
He was like, my toys will protect me.
It might. I mean, the ending is crazy. Don't get me wrong, but like I thought that it was going to be. I almost thought like maybe people gave the movie a 35% because like M. Night just said fuck it and Bruce Willis has the ability to fly at the end or something.
He's Hancock now.
It's just like, ooh. And also Bruce Willis Bruce Willis would have won one-on-one against the Beast.
Against the Beast?
Because there were definitely moments in the fight
winning.
where I was like, I think the Beast is getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Beast. I think you would have lost. If it came like man to man, yeah, I think Bruce Willis would have won for sure. Though, in the Beast's credit, the Beast has never been used to fighting someone.
Yeah, he's used to doing that crush move, and then he tried to do the crush move on
yeah,
Bruce,
and he was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, and then he didn't know what to do after that. He was like, "What do I do?"
Yeah, he's just used to just eating little girls. He's not used to fucking...
Yeah, that's it. He's used to moidling little girls.
I love
little preppy, like stuck-up
yeah.
girls that have never had to fight.
Yeah.
That's why he goes after them.
Yeah. Just kidnapping little girls.
Yeah.
Dirty bastard.
Like little pampered girls.
I loved the... This is just a small moment to love, but I love, like, these two dumbass bros who, like, they did some dumb shit at the beginning of the film, and then they went home.
Oh, they Superman punched a guy.
and Bruce
Superman punched him, bro!
David Dunn shows up, and he, like, just throws this one dude against the wall, and then he just dramatically shuts off the lights. I thought that was cool. I think we got it. I don't know if I have anything else particularly to...
I'm sure I do, but I can't think of it right now.
I will say, though, I did enjoy the music, but there's just no beating the music from... there's no beating the score to Unbreakable.
Unbreakable did have really good
not.
music. I noticed that while we were watching.
I think the score and the soundtrack to Unbreakable is probably the definitive music of the trilogy, I think. Though I will say, the theme to Kevin is dope. Like, I love how creepy it sounds, how bassy it is, how weirdly distorted it sounds. It almost sounds like someone just took a fucking violin and they just went to an insane asylum and they just tried as much as possible to get as many creepy sounds from that violin as possible. Like, it's a very cool theme. I like it. And in case you're confused, when Split comes on, like when you see the opening credits, that's basically what the theme song sounds like.
Well, it plays throughout the movie too. Like,
yeah.
Because I remember it. I don't remember what it sounds like, but I remember when I was watching, I was like, this sounds cool.
I like it.
I like the bassy tones.
There's a disturbing quality to it, but I guess final thoughts. Did the veins... Well, this is a slight issue I have with Split as well, but it's like, do the veins have to be CGI? Like, that was just the only option?
No, but it was probably the easiest, cheapest option.
And I get it, but like... Did they have to... You just had to put the CGI veins in there? There's no other way?
That's the one CGI thing that I give a shit about. It's just like...
Do we really need veins? Anyway.
The veins, yeah, because it shows how, like, pumped he's getting.
I almost would have preferred that they, like, I don't know, make the air around him become a mirage or something, or make his eyes go ink black or something, like CGI veins.
He did get really big, like, pupils. His eyes did get wonked out. Looked like he was on, like, some super hardcore, I don't even know what, some stimulants, dude.
The broken are more evolved, apparently.
They are.
Yeah,
how you learn life. You get broke.
I think that's all we have to. I will say, if there's one other nitpick, I mean, I'm not sure. I wasn't crazy the way that they utilized Casey and the son during the whole Bruce Willis versus Kevin at the end. I mean,
they just stood there and watched.
Yeah, I'm being a little bit nitpicky, but like Kevin dying in Casey's arms of all things just felt.
Dude, okay, but the only other option was that they were going to make out. And that would have been problematic as fuck.
If they start making out hardcore. Oh, yeah.
Because that man kidnapped her and, like, put her through some torture bullshit.
Yeah, I'm kind of conflicted.
And then she just falls in love with him. That's fucked up. I was getting really concerned there for a minute. I was like...
while he was dying, he was just like, I'll miss you. And then they just start...
No, like, right before he gets shot. That was the only way it was going to go. He's going to get shot or they're going to make out.
They start tonguing it?
Yeah.
Right in the,
So, like, in the beginning, when, like, Casey first shows up again.
Yeah.
And she sees him on the TV and she's like, I got to go see him. And I was just like...
Yeah,
and then she's leaving from seeing him the first time. And she whips that coat over her shoulder and it's the zoo coat. And I was like... Now she works at the zoo, too?
That was kind of
freaky. That's fucked up. And then I remembered that it's probably the coat of the guy that found her and gave her his coat.
It's still kind of weird.
And then it's still weird, yeah. But not as weird as if she was like, I'm going to go work at the zoo where I was tortured for a couple days. I thought she was going, like, straight off the rails there. I can't believe she even... I was like, what twisted bullshit dimension are we taking this chick to?
The fact that she came back in the third act, I was just like, bitch, didn't this motherfucker almost eat you? Didn't he eat your friends?
Yeah.
Bitch?
I don't think they were her friends. But still, yeah.
Didn't you, like, literally see him, like, feasting on their flesh and you're, like, hugging this man?
Yeah.
What you trying to talk to him about? Anyway. Yeah, I think... I still can't get over the fact that Sarah Paulson winning in the end. That's so bizarre. It's so unintentionally hilarious.
I mean, she won in the first end, but in the second end, she didn't win.
Oh, yeah. I guess at the very end, she's just like,
that
God damn it.
Screaming breakdown to butt shot. She
was like, no!
She just belts out a scream and then, like, totally bends down and you're like... What?
It's like, I would prefer that she got sniped in the face, but...
Right?
Fair enough. She just killed Superman, basically.
She drowned him.
Yeah, no remorse, either. She's like, well, we just can't have gods walking around. It's like, bitch, what?
In front of that man's mother. Like, his mother was standing, like, 2 feet away. She's like, go over there. I'm just gonna check him. Like, you know she didn't walk off too far, and this bitch is just like, you were right, but you're dead.
And I disagree. I disagree about Samuel L. Jackson's teeth. Okay, I feel like at the point where we were like, oh my god, is his teeth black? I feel like that was the only time.
Maybe.
Because I don't remember any other time. Because to say that, like, well, maybe his mouth was kind of like this the whole movie, so we didn't notice. It's bullshit.
It was.
Bullshit. They were just... I almost feel like they shouldn't have done that, because I was just like...
distracted by his teeth the whole time during, like, one of the most important scenes.
And these are just nitpicks. We're just like a nitpick territory. Because these aren't like flaws that I'm like, I hate this movie, but they're just kind of...
I hate this movie. His teeth distracted me during a really good scene.
They were distracting, though. I was like...
Oh, yeah.
I was like, so you had...
Like, I knew I was supposed to be looking at his face and his facial expressions, but I was like, those teeth.
I was like, someone's been brushing them goddamn teeth, bruh. Shit.
Why?
What was she going on about? So let me get straight. You got that. How many gallons? This giant gallon tank of water outside. Okay, you got all these fucking hoses pointing at Bruce Willis just for coincidence. Okay, because he's just a simple man. No, bitch. Okay, you got the room rigged up like that because he's a fucking superhero.
Yeah, like you wouldn't need him,
right?
If he actually had power, or if he didn't actually. Like if it was all just in his head, you wouldn't need the hoses. Yeah,
bitch. You could have put apple juice in there, okay? Like if he's not a goddamn superhero and he's just delusional, okay? Like why are you playing into his delusion? Anyway.
Yeah. There were a lot of holes, but I guess when you're in that situation, maybe it's harder to see that shit.
In fairness, she was convincing to a point. Though.
Yeah. When they were in the pink room, she was pretty convincing.
Yeah, she just wasn't convincing.
But a lot of that other shit is kind of like.
She just wasn't convincing us, I suppose. It is kind of strange that they believed her. That they believed her in the first place. Like, the fact that, like, Bruce Willis was, like, doubting himself.
He was really doubting in the first movie, too. That's why I said in the other review that, like, they kind of just rehashed with him.
In a way.
Because that whole first movie, he was like, I got doubt. And then he's like, oh, maybe I am a badass. And now he's just like, oh, shit, maybe I'm not a badass. I got doubt. Like, it's just, it's the first movie in reverse for him.
I do like that there were moments.
And then at the end, he's like, no.
Yeah.
I was going to say Eugene. What the fuck's his name? Elias?
Elijah?
Elijah's right.
Yeah. I do like that there were moments where, like, they sort of, like Kevin or David, like, doubted themselves and they had to believe in themselves to continue.
That was cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like, but it's so weird to think that, like, there was, like, an inspirational moment with Bruce Willis getting out of the room, even though, just in hindsight, it was literally just Bruce Willis just breaking into a fucking door, but, like...
It was a big-ass door, though.
Yeah.
That was a thick fucking door.
But hey, only M. Night can make breaking into a metal door inspiring.
Yeah.
Okay. I think with that, I think I've exhausted everything I need to say on this fucking movie at the current time. We do have a dreadfully long drive back, and I do want to try to get back in time so we can upload one of these goddamn reviews before I slip into a coma soon.
Yeah, I gotta get up at like 5:30 tomorrow to go to work.
Because at the current time, we're probably not gonna get back until like, shit, what do you figure, like 11, I guess? 10 or 11? Probably 11.
What time is it?
8:29 or 8:21.
Yeah.
Probably around 11ish or something like that.
Yeah, we better get going.
Yeah.
So I
gotta get the first review out to the people.
I need that sleep. I ain't feeling good today.
I'll be right back with my definitive rating, but for now...
I did lose my phone, shit.
Bye! We gotta go. Pussies. So, it is January... Fuck, I forgot what day it was. It's January 18th now. So we fast-forwarded in time, and I just got done watching Glass for a second time. I'm hungry. I'm exhausted. I'm especially exhausted from all these hate-induced Glass reviews, so not to mention this review has been long as fuck, so I'm gonna try to end this as quickly as I can here. So I do have a final verdict on the film. Personally, I love the film. I will personally never understand the just pure hatred towards this film, but I personally love this film. I think it stops short at being a masterpiece. Mostly just because there are some fleetingly cringe-inducing, cheesy, over-the-top moments in the dialogue that just don't work. And most of the problems with the dialogue happens in the third act for me, particularly when we see Kevin Crumb, Elijah, and David break out of the mental institution, and they have that showdown. Like that whole passage right there. That's where a lot of the dialogue is just like, ooh, you know. And also, like I wish, I'm just curious why there was like a little mini crater in the parking lot. Like it is What's interesting is that crater that David dies in, it is teased at like the beginning. There's like foreshadowing of. There's like a shot of that hole at the beginning of the film, which I thought was eerie as fuck, and it's interesting that his kryptonite is the thing that ultimately kills him, but. Also, I paid attention to Samuel Jackson's teeth, and I will admit, M. Night does a clever job of not of making it so that the audience doesn't get a very good look at Samuel Jackson's teeth. However, somewhere in the second act of the film where we finally realize, like, oh, Samuel Jackson, he's not just fucking a vegetable, and he like goes up to some monitors. I think it's like right before he goes to speak to Patricia for the first time. Excuse me. It's like right around there in the film, and there's a moment where you see a slight shot of his bottom row of teeth, and I didn't see any black specks, but. I guess I could let the black teeth thing go with Mr. Glass. It's still weird. But anyway, is there any final thoughts I have on this bad boy? No, this review's long enough. If I have any other thoughts, I'll include them in the comments section down below. But personally, ultimately, my final verdict is I'm gonna go with a 9. I'm going to go with the 9 out of 10. Unbreakable, I give it 10 out of 10. Split, I gave it a 9 out of 10. And I'm going to give Glass a 9 out of 10. Because honestly, in my opinion, not only is the music really beautiful when it arrives, and there's mostly music borrowed from Split as well in there, but, Anya Taylor-Joy's role is definitely much more coherent. The CGI, what little there is nowhere near as bad as I thought it was on the first viewing. It's just not. I mean, the CGI is just not, it's nothing to be like, oh my god, but the CGI is sufficient. It's fine. And then there's very little of it. You know what I mean? Very, very little CGI, but. Yeah, I don't know. I love the cinematography. The music is great. I think the acting is really good. There's some fantastic sequences shot in one take. Oh my god. The sequence with, Kevin with the rollerblades circling the cheerleaders, and this brilliant moment that I didn't even pick up on when I saw Glass for the first time. There's this brilliant moment where, Mr. Glass, he wheels in, and he's like talking to Kevin as he's like flashing all these lights at Kevin, and like that whole sequence, when it ends with Mr. Glass is like, "Are you ready?" And fucking Kevin's like, "Yeah." That whole sequence that was shot in one take is amazing. Oh my god, like James McAvoy in that sequence and in this whole film is just like. Mind-shatteringly good. My god, his performance is outstanding. And one thing I didn't pick up on when I first saw Glass is that I really love that, like, David Dunn, he works at like a home security store founded by him. Like, I just thought that was dope. But he dies at the end. Like, think about all the people that have been saved, not only by Bruce Willis personally, but by, his technology. You know what I mean? Fucking hell. That was such a nice touch to the narrative that I really didn't pick up on in the first time I saw Glass. But anyways, before I get rudely interrupted, I'm feeling a 9 out of 10 for this film because this is one of the most original, bold, daring, funniest, bonkers, weirdest conclusions to a superhero story that I have ever seen. Like, this movie is so unique. It is so distinct. It is so memorable. Like, and, especially with this finale, it is just over the top and in your face and just wild and wacky. demented even you could throw in there in regards to the ending, but M. Night went balls out, and personally, I love this film. I just hesitate to say that it's a masterpiece. So it's a 9 out of 10 for me. I hope you enjoyed this review. I know it's long as fuck, but I hope you enjoyed this review. What did you think about Glass? Argue amongst yourselves down below. And what things? What are some juicy Easter eggs that you picked up on with Glass? Because I can tell there's a lot. But again, I'll go maybe a little bit deeper in the comment section, and maybe in future videos. But for now, I'm out. Boy, I saw this bad boy at 9 a.m. I'm exhausted.